Jeffrey Showline. I'm your host, Jeffrey Taylor. Woo! And on tonight's edition of Jeffrey Show Live, I will be giving you guys a viral pro wrestling review from the October 13th, 2018 Trick or Trauma event that was in Thompson, Georgia. Bell time started at 7 p.m. on the dot. Yes, they were on time, and I just want to spend a special shout out to everyone behind Viral Pro Wrestling, the management, the ownership, for all of the media and graciousness and hospitality. And it was an amazing show, and I can't wait to talk about the athletes that performed on the card. So I just want to first off say thank you. The concessions was on point. The venue is always on point. You guys are nice as can be. You guys are killing it right now. The next show, you guys, will be December 8th, and it'll be featuring Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer Abyss, as well as, I can imagine, a future Impact Hall of Famer, if they keep it around long enough, Suicide. And that'll be December 8th in Thompson, Georgia. Okay, we got all the plugs out of the way. I appreciate you guys. Again, I can't thank you enough. Oh, and I can't forget Suplex and Microphone. They be having some amazing interviews. I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can check out their latest interview as well as their full pages, because some amazing wrestlers from Viral Pro wrestlers that perform, they are on Suplex and Microphones, and it's just a great interview series. It's one of the few that I actually watch. Okay. I wasted you guys' time long enough in a sense, but please check out everything that I mentioned, and let's get into this Viral Pro Wrestling review. Now, I usually don't use my cell phone because my fans say that it looks tacky, and I agree, but there's just so much that happened throughout this show, and there's so much that goes on with me behind the scenes, and that be going on. I do photography, I do videography, I'm setting up some things. There's no excuses, but I don't want to miss a beat, to be honest, you guys. So I really want to use my cell phone this once, and I promise by the December 8th show, I will not be using a cell phone. I'll push myself and work myself harder so that I won't need this cell phone. Now, the show kicked off with Ian, the fast man, Juju on that beat. He's going against Blanco. Ian won this match, and it was one hell of a way to kick off the show, you guys. This match was damn near flawless. Now, this match didn't have a chance to be match of the night because of how stacked the card was. However, if you wanted to put it in the reins, I don't know if this is going to make sense to you guys. I will have to talk about this in dialogue. But it was definitely a perfect placement for an opener. I understand that sometimes me just talking, there's some things that need to have a dialogue. But Ian and Blanco did some versatile things. They did some innovative things in my position. Like, I was going, oh, snap. I never seen that done on the top rope. Oh, snap. I never seen that move being performed like that. So shout out to Ian and Blanco for doing their freaking thing to kick off the show and really get us hyped up. Ian had a tough fought battle, and although I knew that he would win, there was a time, I'm not even gonna lie, there was a time where I really thought Blanco could have came out with the win. But then I was kind of like, nah, Ian got it, and surely enough, Ian came out with the big victory. Now, I didn't take too much notes on this match because I was trying to focus on getting my camera right, take some camera angles, because I walked in right at like 6:59. So I was really testing my camera during this match more so than taking notes. I really got my groove in match number 2, which was John Davis versus James Drake. Now, this is the match that I was most looking forward to throughout the entire night. If you remember my predictions video, and I took plenty of notes on this matchup because there was some amazing storytelling that took place. When I tell you that storytelling was on point, you guys, it was so on point. James Drake kind of avoided John Davis at times, but when he was in his face, he was either getting chopped throughout the entire venue or he was fighting like he was supposed to do. John Davis and James Drake, they gave that hostile that people was expecting at times, but not throughout the entire contest. They were very agile, and they showed what they can do on the top turnbuckle. They showed some of the aerial maneuvers that they could perform as big men. And when I say big man, I'm talking about these men are big. Now, some specific notes that I took during this matchup. I want to shout James Drake out for playing the crowd. One of the best to do with the play crowds. I was actually taking notes of him and how he's working that crowd. The chops. The chops was an amazing storytelling. And I used the word amazing like 50 times, so take a drink. But James Drake, it even seemed like he paid homage to Ric Flair doing one of the chops that John Davis gave him. Now, James Drake chops wasn't no pussies either, to be honest. Can I say pussy on the network, you guys? There were no pussies either because they were like echoing throughout the room as well. So John Davis and James Drake were not playing during the chops. I wouldn't pay to be chopped by these two athletes. The ring was literally moving during this match, and I really want to make sure I said that during this review because I was kind of like, are we going to have a Big Show and Brock Lesnar moment? Is this ring going to collapse? Like, are these two men too big to contain this ring? So that was a crazy moment that was going on in my head. There was a moment where the referee counted 10 for John Davis, where he should have counted 10, for John Davis, but he was kind of like on 9 for like 5 seconds. And I was kind of like, referee, you better be doing your job. You better be doing your job, man. The agility, as I mentioned before, as people was expecting probably a pure Haas battle. I know I kind of was. James Drake did some amazing storytelling, and like I said, take a drink when you hear that amazing word. I saw Standing Frankensteiner, if I'm not mistaken, by James Drake. This is awesome, Chance. I really don't like that, but the match kind of was awesome. I can't even lie, it was awesome. There was a low blow power move for James to get the ultimate victory, and I really like the placement. Sometimes this ending could get a little sloppy, but James Drake kind of played the referee. He kind of used John Davis. He got the low blow for the big victory, guys. James Drake told an amount of storytelling after the match as well when he tried to give John Davis his props, cheering him on and everything, and then he ultimately spit on his face. John Davis even played the crowd even more when he put James Drake towel inside his trunks, which I think that this show is TV-14 officially. Like, there's no way this show is PG at this point. John Davis eventually threw the towel at James Drake, and it was just an all-around fun thing. Like, second match in, we're already having I'm about to say amazing, and I can't say amazing anymore throughout this entire video. Moving on in the show, we got HEXX comes out. It seems like we're going to get our main event a little earlier. Luckily, James came out and stopped that. Now, I saw that PJ and John was a part of this segment, and I was kind of like, these guys just really want to be a part of the show. But I can't even hate on PJ and John too much because it actually brought a little life to this segment because we all know that HEXX wasn't. HEXX is cool. I can't express that enough, but I'm just not. I just can't. I won't. James was the best part of this segment, though. James and John, actually. Because when James took the mic and kicked James out, that was funny. Like, I think I got goosebumps. I don't know for sure. I feel like I got goosebumps. But I did get goosebumps when James took off his mask and I thought it was Anthony Henry. Like, that was the moment right there. That was probably one of my favorite moments of the night because I love his get up. I love the way he was talking on the mic. I mean, the segment was really nice thanks to these athletes because, like I said, HEXX is just all about street fighting, ready to fight, which is cool. I'm sure somebody likes it. Moving on to the show, we had this casket match. We had the hierarchy, Adrian Armour and Black Mizuno against the Night Riders. This match actually wasn't bad. I didn't know too much about the Night Riders prior to this. The match was really good because of the casket. If the casket wasn't involved, I can imagine this match would have went another way, seeing the way these athletes perform. And the Night Riders, it was just a brawl, to be honest. Similar to the Carnies matchup that the Hierarchy had at the last show. It was the same style of the match with the Carnies at the last show, only a casket was involved. Wasn't bad. I saw the Night Riders get their shit in, which was always a good thing. Shouts to Hierarchy for letting them get their shit in a sense. Adrian Armour is starting to morph into like a black Eddie Kingston, I noticed during this show. But he did have one of the best costumes of the night with that Michael Jackson Thriller jacket. Now that deserves a notable shout out. Now, this was just a brawl, like I said. My favorite moment of this matchup had to be the dive where Adrian Armour opened up the casket for one of the Night Rider members to just sabotage himself into that casket. We had a lot of moments where people was in the casket, so that was pretty fun to watch. It kind of reminded me of Yokozuna and The Undertaker matchup in a sense where, you know, that's one of my favorite casket matches of all time, to be honest. So it kind of was really fun to see that in person for once. Ultimately, the Hierarchy, like I said, got the huge victory in a casket match. But the story really started to tell after this matchup when Black Mizuno poured like this gasoline on Montana Black and Corvus, and says, and Adrian Armour. This all started actually because the Night Riders was in the casket and Adrian Armour was about to put the gasoline and set it on fire, which was amazing. And I'm getting excited. Like, I got close. And then Black Mizuno took the segment to like 110% over the top rope hero level in a sense where he started pouring the gasoline on Montana Black, on Corvus, and ultimately himself. It kind of reminded me of Ric Flair back in '98, like elbow drop in his seat. Like, this man really put real gasoline all over himself. That was crazy. That was crazy. You could pay me enough to do that. That was crazy, Black Mizuno. Like, definitely one of the GOATs of all time, you guys. That was crazy. Along in the show, it was another one of my favorite matches, if not my favorite contest of the night. This best 2 out of 3 series between Owen Knight and Darius Lockhart took place, and this match was so much better than match 1. I don't know if I just guess I wasn't feeling match 1, but match 2, I'm gonna need for everybody to check out match 2. Like, buy this Viral Pro DVD and check out match 2 between Owen Knight and Darius Lockhart. Now, they weren't playing during this match. Owen Knight already began doing some storytelling with the clean sweep. He brought out a broom like this was the Apollo setting, like walk, 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 walk. But only this time it was during like 17. I was on the front of walk, walk. It was like the remix of Apollo in a sense, and it was really fun to watch Owen Knight display so much personality, as he always do, to be honest. He was the inaugural Outbreak Championship here at Pro Wrestling. That's history. That's history right there. Darius Lockhart came out to a huge ovation. Be a revolutionary. The crowd was really hyped for this matchup. Now, I don't have too much to say about this matchup, even though it was one of my favorites of the night. As I said, if not the match of the night for me, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. There was a moment where Owen Knight Irish whipped Darius Lockhart into the guardrail, where the guardrail flipped up, and it could have ended pretty ugly. Now, there's 2 things that are important about that. It made us a nervous wreck, because if that guardrail would have been on the fans, that would have been all over the blogs. But number 2, it started the storytelling of the rest of the match. Darius Lockhart was selling his back the entire matchup, and I hate to use terminology like that, but I'm going to switch it up. Darius Lockhart back was the focus of the match. Let's go with that. It was the focus of the match for the rest of the night based off that guardrail Irish whip. So, Darius was doing amazing of still fighting back. It looked like Owen Knight could have got the win. But what happened was, Darius Lockhart, excuse my language, you guys, but he just started beating Owen Knight's ass. Like, he was beating the spit out of Owen Knight. Like, there was times where I thought the referee should have stopped it for a TKO. I don't know if Owen was okay. I don't think I saw Owen for the rest of the night, to be honest, after this matchup, because he was just getting his ass handed to him at one point by Darius Lockhart. Then Darius Lockhart did his finisher, and I don't think anybody was expecting for the match to be over, but we should have known the match was over, because it looked like Owen Knight was dead prior to Darius hitting his finisher. So it was kind of like, nobody was like 1, 2, 3 in the audience like it's about to be over. But when it was kind of like, we can see it. Because, like, what else can you do after that? So Darius Lockhart has tied the series. It is officially 1-1 with Owen Knight. Really good matchup, you guys. And I just hope Owen Knight doesn't get knocked out again in match 3, because it was a good match, but it was kind of like, dang, he just got knocked out. Good match, though. Congratulations to Darius Lockhart for not getting counted out so early. After the intermission, we had the battle of the Joeys. We had Joey Osborne versus Joey Lynch, the king of the moonsaults. I can't say too much about this matchup as well, but it was really good, you guys. It was, like, really good. It was really steady. It kept the steady flow, and then it got really exciting when the female valet, it seems like Joey E. Osborne, girlfriend, was getting involved heavy into the matchup. She had it really lopsided. It was like a handicap match in a sense. But when she got kicked in the face by her boyfriend, by Joey, my favorite part of this matchup was the crowd interacting with the Joeys. Joey sucked. Joey sucked. It was kind of like, which Joey? We all know which Joey. The crowd was funny too. But the way that the wrestlers was playing off of it, it was just really fun, you guys. It was like some of the funnest chants of the night for me. Like, Joey sucked. Which one? I mean, a little corny, but fun nevertheless. Joey Lynch ended up getting a win with that big moonsault. And at the end of the show, Joey Lynch has so much respect for Joey Osborne, because, like I said, it was a good contest. Like, prior to the girl getting involved, in a sense, Joey definitely can wrestle. Like, we all know Osborne can wrestle. We knew that going into it. So, Joey just kind of put the BS aside. The girl is knocked out. Let's handshake. Let's give each other respect. Joey Osborne, it seemed like he was going for it, but then he ended up low-blowing Joey Lynch to end out the show and finally checking on his girlfriend, who was knocked out for like 10 minutes. Really, really, really good contest to keep the show moving forward. Now, the next match we have is Tracer X and Saieve challenging for the Outbreak Championship, who is held by Shawn Legacy. So this is a triple threat matchup. It's revealed that Shawn Legacy sustained the injury from the Southern Honor Wrestling show, and his arm was all wrapped up. I can't even lie, I was hoping that it was a work. I was so hoping it was a work. But it turned out to be a real thing. Now, I didn't know if he was going to get a Shawn Michaels moment where I lost my smile, where we was going to get a relinquish of the championship. Like, you guys, this is going to be a one-on-one contest for the championship. I love you, Vibe Pro Wrestling. I'll be back in 8 months. I didn't know if he was going to get that moment. I was prepared to get that moment because of the way Shawn Legacy was dressed. I was prepared to cry. I was prepared to just... I didn't know what I would have done with my life. However, there was a change of events when Drew Adler came out. Top Tier Nutrition came out, who actually received a nice size pop, to be honest, which led me to believe that Shawn Legacy was going to get out of this matchup. Drew was going to be placed in and unexpectedly win the vacated championship. Well, it didn't quite happen like that. Shawn Legacy is a fighting champion, even with one arm. The match was set up something like this, because I honestly didn't care for it, to be honest, but it was something like this. Drew Adler inserted himself into the matchup. It's now a fatal four-way. Shawn Legacy is immediately removed out of the matchup by taking kind of some hit, and he doesn't return until the end of the matchup with a sweet chin music, basically, on Drew to retain the championship. Missed the whole matchup, but that was the purpose of it, so he could see the next day, so he could eventually face Kevin Ray, who received a nice-sized chance. People actually know who he is from the Carolinas. He will be challenging Shawn Legacy December 8th for the championship. Right. That's some nice stuff. Right there. Now, although I had a little mixed feelings of Shawn Legacy because I kind of knew that would happen, he would lead the entire match, let these three guys wrestle, and I just felt like the three men. I felt like Drew was into it, but I just felt like something was off during this matchup. I'll just leave it at that. It wasn't my favorite matchup. I really didn't care for it. I'll just leave it at that. But I am extremely excited that Shawn Legacy is still the champion. With all that being said, I am like, get well soon, man. I can't wait to see you December 8th in 100% healthy action. I'm going to leave it at that. The next match we had was CHRIS MAYNE, the main event, taking on Effy. I really enjoyed Effy's entrance. I just want to point that out. With the kids, Effy loved the kids. You guys know his history in the blogs recently with Izzy when they had their matchup, the choke slam. Yeah, we know about all that. CHRIS MAYNE, who recently lost the championship. I feel like it was months ago. It's not even recent anymore. This match was really slow in the beginning, and then it had a big bang at the end. But with it being slow, it kind of reminded me of the Joey match, the Joey's matchup. It was just kind of like it was a nice size pace. The two athletes was going at it, and then there was a big bang. The standout moment of this matchup for me was when Effy caught CHRIS MAYNE's low blow. That was one of the best moments of the matchup for me, which already led to the finish for Effy to get the big win. Now, I really enjoyed this contest, like I said. The crowd was loving it. The crowd was into it. I liked it. Nothing was wrong with it. Kudos. It was everything that I thought it would be. Now, for the main event, we had HEXX defending his Viral Pro Championship against the challenger, Anthony Henry, in this street fight. I don't know the exact name of the street fight, to be honest, and I really don't care. I just know that it was a street fight. Now, this match was way better than I ever expected. And I didn't even think that the match was going to be bad. I knew the match would be good, but I was going like, damn, this match is good. Like, woo, that was a good match, you guys. I am mind blown at how good that match was. Now, as much as I pondered on this for 24 hours, I want to say that John Davis and James Drake had the match of the night. Prior to that, I even want to say Darius, Lockhart, and Owen had match of the night. But the main event, it was match of the night for me. It was so many near falls. I watched my good friend Mika, shout out to Mika and Morgana. I watched a video, and it was just so many near falls in that matchup when you legit felt like Anthony Henry could have taken the Viral Pro Championship last night at Viral Pro Wrestling. Woo! I took some notes on this matchup, and one of the top moments of this match was Amber, the wife of Anthony Henry, taking a perfect suicide dive from her husband. I was so emotional at how the females were getting hit all night. It really evoked so much emotion from me. We had Drake that did a cannonball through the table. Now let me rewind a little bit because this is actually important. What made this match so good to start off with is James Drake came out with Anthony Henry, and it was like a 2-on-1 handicap match for the first half of this matchup, and I loved it. I loved it. And the way that James Drake exited the match was a cannonball through a table that he missed. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Henry chairs being thrown into the ring like we were back in ECW in '97 was great. I felt like such a kid, like I don't have to watch the network to get this experience. Anthony Henry gave me that ECW experience. Now, I saw a barbed wire bat that didn't get used. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? And it's just that HEXX did not break the table outside. That was a moment for me. I was kind of like, ugh. The Dudley Boys would be disappointed by this. I don't put the blame on HEXX, to be honest. Two can tango. That table didn't bust, and that table was already starting to go downhill anyway. Like, I watched the whole thing. It was a mess. They still tried, so shout out to both men for still trying for that table spot. The tombstone on the chair by Anthony Henry was sick. It was sick. Anthony Henry, you're sick, SOB. I just want you to know that. In addition to that, HEXX set time off the top rope was, you know what, HEXX, I give you a hard time. I gotta give you some love, man. I'm gonna give you some love, man. Shout out to HEXX. That senton off the top rope. HEXX, you did an excellent job in this matchup, man. I give you a hard time, but if that was, and let me just wrap it up with this. HEXX got the roll up for the win, and I feel like that's the only way you could end such a great match like that with so many near falls and so many moments that I can go on and on from. Now, HEXX, I give you a hard time, man, but I'm going to end this review by saying that you proved that you deserve to be the face of that company for me at the end of this show. And that is basically what I want to say to close out this review. HEXX, you did one hell of a job, and I am so proud of you in Viral Pro Wrestling. I want to thank you guys for entertaining the heck out of me. I'm going to give this show 4.5 stars because there was not a bad thing except for that Fatal 4-Way matchup that I really didn't care for. But other than that, it would have been 5 stars, and I really, really enjoyed the hospitality and everything that you guys. Let me guys know what you guys think of Viral Pro Wrestling. Be sure to check out that DVD and follow them on all social media platforms. And I'll catch you guys later on an exciting edition of Jeffrey Show Live.